Hey, welcome to another edition of Inside Lee University Basketball. I'm Jeff Salyer, and joining me today is Senior Digital Media Studies major Emily Pitcher. Welcome to the show, Emily.
Thank you for having me today.
You know, part of the changes to the show that we mentioned earlier in the season is the further inclusion of Lee students in the production of the show. Our main camera operator and game editor, Michael Colander, is a student, and since we produce the show ourselves, we want to make it as much about academic training as athletic entertainment.
This show gives us students tremendous experience working within our major. Speaking of work, the Flames and Lady Flames went back to work this week facing two tough Gulf South opponents. First up is the Lady Flames took on the University of West Georgia. The Lady Flames came into the contest ranked second in the conference and looked to defend that place against the Wolves. For the Lady Flames, a balanced offensive attack and solid defense led to a big win. The Lady Flames held West Georgia to 26% shooting while hitting 47% for the field. The Lady Flames' leading scorer, Holly German, usually play 39 to 40 minutes per game, but Coach Rowe was able to give her some needed rest, limiting her to 33 minutes. German still scored 13 points. Madison Lee led the Flames' attack with 14 points, going 4-4 from the three-point line.
You know, this was a game in which the Lady Flames had to win and show well at home. Coach Rowe wasn't happy with some of the performances that were going on earlier in last week, and so this is a game he wanted to put a full game together, and it really worked out for the Lady Flames. They came out and shot the ball well, defended well, and ended up with the big win, although they did give away some shots late in the half to West Georgia. But right here is where Jenna Adams scores her 1,000th career point on that shot right there.
Lee beat West Georgia 66-39. Madison Lee with 14 points, Holly German with 13 points, and West Georgia Angela Davis 14 points and 5 rebounds. After the game, assistant coach Kelly Kaiser talked about the win.
It feels good, you know, anytime you get to win in front of your home crowd, it's a good feeling. I felt like the girls had a good second half. We played a lot tougher, got a lot of loose balls and those kind of things. The second half was really made a difference and kind of allowed us to stretch it. But it's always good not to have to make that road trip and that long bus ride. So yeah, having the home crowd is always good, especially on a cold day like we had today, getting those people out and in the gym.
While the Lady Flames sat near the top of the Gulf South standings, Tommy Brown's young team were fighting to break a 6-game losing streak when West Georgia came calling to Walker Arena. And what a thrilling game it was. The arena was packed as all the Greek clubs on campus came to watch the game after picking their new members for the semester, and they got behind the Flames in a big way during the back-and-forth battle with West Georgia. Donota Stocks put on a second-half show for the Wolves as he led them back from a 13-point deficit late in the game by scoring 36 points, 30 of which came during the second half. The Flames were led by Billingsley, Ford, Roberts, and Worthington, and Coach Brown admitted after the game his freshmen were growing up with every game that they play. Earlier in the year, the Flames have had trouble closing out tight games like this one, but that wouldn't be the case this time. Late in the game, it was back and forth, a shooting battle as the Flames with Billingsley and Ford shot well from the outside, but they had to deal with Stacks, who gets the steal here and goes strong to the basket and gets the and one, bringing the game tied. Late in the game, 80-77 with 11.8 seconds left, and Stacks picks up the ball finally as it rolls down the court, hits a big three to tie the game with 8.1 seconds left. Coach Brown does not call the timeout, gets the ball to Corey Billingsley, and he goes the length of the court, pulls up from 23 feet, and knocks down the game winner with 0.6 seconds to go in the game. The Flames go up 83-80 in a thrilling game. The Wolves would try a last-ditch effort to hit the three from three-quarter court, but it falls long, and the Flames win the game over West Georgia 83-80, and probably the most thrilling game in several years to be seen in Walker Arena. Flames were led by Corey Billingsley with 22 points, including that big three-pointer at the end. He went 12 of 12 from the free throw line, also getting 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Jamal Worthington, the freshman, poured in 17 points, going to 7 of 12 from the field and getting 10 big rebounds. And like I said before, Donota Stacks with 36 points, going 12 of 24 from the field and 4 rebounds. After the game, we talked to Coach Tommy Brown about the thrilling win and the end to the 6-game losing streak.
I'll tell you what, I just want to thank everybody that came to this game. It's been one of the best atmospheres we've ever had. And great game, exciting finish, obviously. And you know, I don't think we win that game if we don't have that crowd there. So really appreciative of them. You know, I thought we made obviously we got a lead, and we've lost those leads a couple times this year with losses, and but this time we stepped it up, made some plays on offense and defense, and so any win in this league is a good win. It's a big win, and so I'm proud of our guys. This is you know, like I told George on the radio, that we've beaten 3 teams in this conference, and all at home, and they're probably the 3 best teams we've ever beaten at home, besides maybe Mountain State back in the day. So any win in this league is a good win.
When we come back, we're going to go to center court with Lee University President Dr. Paul Kahn. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Ken Jones, inviting you to visit the all-new SpeakingDeacon.com, where you'll find everything you're looking for. Browse over 1,000 vehicles, including 12 new car brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. Apply for financing, get a value for your trade-in, schedule a service appointment, download monthly service coupons, and find the Deacon Jones store nearest you. It's all right here at SpeakingDeacon.com.
Speaking Deacon, Speaking Deacon.
Are you Speaking Deacon?
Fazoli's is the most family-friendly Italian restaurant in town. All the fresh and flavorful meals are served right at your table on real dishes with real silverware instead of foam or plastic. Enjoy a clean, contemporary dining room and the excellent service you would normally expect from an expensive sit-down restaurant. For less than the price of a burger and fries, you can get a delicious hot meal like baked spaghetti, pizza, and all the breadsticks you can eat. It's fast, fresh Italian. It's Fazoli's.
Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. I'm Jeff Salyer. Dr. Paul Kahn has been the president at Lee University since 1986, an unheard of tenure for college presidents. In that time, Lee's enrollment has more than quadrupled. The campus has grown from 22 acres to over 100 acres today. He sat down to talk to us about some exciting news in the realms of new academic programs, buildings, and the transition to the NCAA. On this week's Center Court, Dr. Paul Kahn.
These are really exciting times to be at Lee. We've got some new things going on for the first time this year. I think in the curricular area, the academic area, the big story is the addition of nursing. And we expect to begin our nursing program this fall. We have hired a director of nursing who's a very experienced nursing educator. And we're moving toward opening a nursing major. That's been a dream for many years. So that we can begin admitting nursing students this spring for work to begin in the fall semester. The second thing is we're building a big new building for our communications program. The majors in communication, there are several of them, have gone over the 400 mark. I think this fall 411 students majoring in communication. That includes journalism and the print media. It includes telecommunication, film editing. It includes theater, and so a lot of different areas in that basket called Communication. We're building a 40,000 square foot building, a really gorgeous building, and we're stuffing it full of the best technical goodies. So our communication majors will have a wonderful place to call home. Also, starting this coming fall, August 2014, we plan to open that building. We've got other things going on at Lee that are really exciting for us. In athletics, we are in our first year playing an NCAA Division II schedule, as most of our viewers know. And we're playing right now our first basketball season in the Gulf South Conference. It's been really enjoyable to meet these new teams and have some new rivals and opponents. And going through each season in the Gulf South Conference has been a really enjoyable experience. We've got that to look forward to for the rest of this basketball season and also for the spring sports.
And now it's time for the Gulf South Minute. In this segment, we'll take a look at the Gulf South basketball standings for both men's and women's teams. With every week, we are getting closer and closer to the Gulf South tournament, and seeding makes getting wins more and more important as the season continues. Lee, Shorter, and Union universities aren't eligible for postseason play, but their games still count in the standings for the entirety of the conference. First, let's take a look at the ladies' standings. Delta State comes in ranked number 10 nationally, leading the conference with a 9-1 conference record, 14-2 overall. They're followed by our Lee Lady Flames at an 8-2 conference record, 12-4 overall, followed closely by Union University at 7-3, and followed down by West Florida, Christian Brothers, North Alabama, Alabama Huntsville, and Valdosta State. On the men's side, Delta State is also on top of the standings there, ranked 20th nationally this week, also with a 9-1 record, 16-2 overall. They're followed 2 games behind by West Alabama at 7-3, then Alabama Huntsville at 6-4, and then there's a lot of ties between Valdosta State, Christian Brothers, Union, and Shorter, all at 5-5. Now when we come back, we're going to take a look at the highlights from the games versus Shorter University that took place last week at Walker Arena. Stay with us.
He never did tell me we might be alone.
How did she always make it look so easy?
Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. We offer support groups to help with grieving or just talking and sharing. These support groups are another of our commitments to you.
At Jim Rush Funeral Homes, we believe life is worth remembering with compassion and respect. We will continue this tradition that has set us apart for so many years. Jim Rush Funeral Homes, it's all about life. North Ocoee and Wildwood Chapels.
At Sky Ridge Medical Center, we believe every moment is important. That's why, whatever you encounter on the road of life, Sky Ridge Medical Center will be there for you and your family. You can count on our experienced, dedicated staff to provide quality health care and the advanced medical technology you need, so you don't miss one special moment. Sky Ridge Medical Center, your hospital for a lifetime.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. I'm Emily Pitcher. When Lee moved to the Gulf South Conference this year, we knew one of the perks would be playing old rivals in Union and Shorter universities. This week, Coach Vic Mitchell brought his Shorter Lady Hawks to Cleveland, Tennessee to take on the Lady Flames. Whenever these two teams get together, you can throw out the records because these teams compete hard against each other. The Flames jumped out to an early lead and looked to be in control of the game, but as soon as the game continued on, the shooting woes of the Lady Flames caught up with them. After leading 28-18 in the half, the Lady Hawks chipped away until they cut it to just 2 points in the final seconds of the game and missed a shot that would have tied it.
We see there, Emily, Lady Flames being real sloppy with the ball getting stolen away by Shorter, and Shorter just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And because the Lady Flames couldn't hit from the outside and were forcing turnover or having turnovers forced to them, they just could not get in control there late in the game. And you see there, Shorter just misses a shot that would have given them a tie for the game to try to send it to overtime.
Lee beat Shorter 53-49. Holly German had 26 points, Jenna Adams with 14 points, and for Shorter, Aisha Alexander 18 points. After the game, we caught up with Coach Jan Spangler about the frustrating win.
Well, Shorter knows us very well, and we know them very well, so we always know it's going to be a battle. And tonight we just needed some people to step up, and our shots weren't falling. And down the stretch, we just made some terrible plays and let them get back in it, but luckily we held on.
Coming off the thrilling home win versus West Georgia, the Flames also hosted former SSAC foe and rival Shorter University. And like the ladies, you can throw the records out when Coach Chad Warner's Hawks tangle with the Flames. Once again, the home crowd came out in force to support the Flames, and Shorter brought a large crowd up from Rome, Georgia. It's only about an hour and a half away, and that created an electric atmosphere. And that's what the game was. It was back and forth, and the whole time during regulation, the Flames would score, Shorter would score, and it kept it close throughout. Early, Shorter struggled from the free throw line, and Lee struggled to stop the slashing Hawks as they were going to the basket. And of course, this game would require extra time to decide a winner. Valentino Thomas with the big dunk, and just followed by shot after shot, and Chad Lee hits a key three to put the Flames up by 3 with 1:35 to go in the game. It looked like the Flames were going to be cruising towards a win, but the Hawks would not be denied as they hit a long 3 as well with 1 minute to go to tie the game. It was just shot for shot here as we ended regulation. The Flames had a chance as they steal the ball away, and Billingsley puts up a running almost half-court shot, and then the game goes into overtime. And in overtime, the Flames just got a little tired. Shorter's Jordan Jacks continued to show. He began in the second half scoring 23 points for the game, and Travis Jones also dropped 25 points for the winners despite fouling out late in the game. The loss drops the Flames to 7-9 overall and 3-7 in the conference, and Shorter goes 500 for their overall record at 8-8 and 5-5 in the conference. So Shorter beats Lee in overtime 93-85. The Flames were led by freshman Jamal Worthington with his career-high 19 points, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. And then Chad Lee also poured in 16 points, going 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3, and grabbing 12 big rebounds. As I mentioned, Travis Jones with 25 points and Jordan Jacks with 23 points for the winners in Shorter Hawks. And after the game, we caught up with assistant coach Matt Stillwell to talk about the loss.
Yeah, this is your typical Lee Shorter game. Unfortunately, we just came out the wrong end on it, and I thought we played tremendously hard in the first half. We scrapped well, came up with some 50-50 balls. We just got to learn to get stops down the stretch. That last 5 minutes in the game, we clawed our way back into it. We got down at 1 point, but we got to get stops in the second half. I think that's the bottom line. We got a very young team. This is starting to be a sour taste in their mouths, and I hope they're learning from it game in and game out. Yeah, absolutely. Very physical. Chad Warner always has a physical team. He has athletes. I thought we scrapped well in the first half, not so well in the second, and in overtime I felt they were coming up with more of the 50-50 loose balls, and can't really complain about the foul calls. You just got to play through it either way. So.
When we come back, we'll close out the show with our Flames Focus feature on Flames Soccer.
Stop hunting. Start finding. Choose the AT&T Real Yellow Pages to find just what you need. No other book has more complete ads and up-to-date listings.
Fazoli's is the most family-friendly Italian restaurant in town. All the fresh and flavorful meals are served right at your table on real dishes with real silverware instead of foam or plastic. Enjoy a clean, contemporary dining room and the excellent service you would normally expect from an expensive sit-down restaurant. For less than the price of a burger and fries, you can get a delicious hot meal like baked spaghetti, pizza, and all the breadsticks you can eat. It's fast, fresh Italian. It's Fazoli's.
Zaxby's, indescribably good.
Welcome back to Inside Lee University Basketball. Each week at the end of the show, we're going to highlight one of our many successful intercollegiate athletic programs. In his third year at the helm of Lee University soccer program, Paul Fury has had his most successful year yet. The Flames finished second in the Gulf South with an 8-2-4 conference record and an 11-4-5 overall. Not only did they finish second in the Gulf South, they went to the National Christian College Athletic Association National Tournament and finished as the national runner-up. We caught up with Coach Fury to talk about the success of this season, the future of the program, and how his Flames give back to the Cleveland community on this week's Flames Focus.
Well, you know, this was one of those special years for Lee soccer, I believe, especially as we had the transition into NCAA Division II. We did really well for our first year in the Gulf South Conference, finishing second. Just battled, got on a great run, went 13 games without a defeat. Just played some really good soccer in the conference, and it kind of propelled us into the postseason with the National Christian College Athletic Association. And there we had the opportunity to get to the national tournament, and in doing so, the boys were playing terrific, and we got it to the national championship game. Just came up a little bit short there, but it was a lot of fun this year with a great group of guys. Well, I'd like to think in now my third year, going into my fourth, that we've improved each year, and we want to keep it going in that direction. And we lose a couple of quality seniors from the squad this year, but we feel confident that some of the players we'll bring in will really help and have an impact in things for us next year. Basically, we returned 9 starters, so we feel very good about where we could be next year. Just looking forward to having another season like this, although you never can tell. Every night, every day is a battle in the Gulf South. But we hope to be right at the thick of things in the end of the year and competing for the top spot. Well, you know, as athletes, we have to recognize first and foremost that we've been blessed, and we've had a lot of good things that have come our way. And as an athlete, I feel very strongly that we need to give that back in different form and sizes. And in our case, it's just a way of giving back with the game that we love into the community. So the 4v4 we started a couple years ago, and it has really just taken off. It's been just a great excitement in the community. Our players serve as coaches, and they just do an outstanding job working with the young players from ages 5 through 12, I'm sorry, and it's a co-ed league. But the guys get out there and they're right down at their level, teaching, encouraging, caring for them. Parents love it. Our philosophy is to go out and develop as a player, have some fun, recreation, in a healthy, good sporting environment. So we feel like we've done that, and we're just fortunate that it's taken off and it's been well received in our community. And it's something that we're proud of, and we want to continue to develop it and to build on it. But we're excited to get it going again this spring, starting here in March. Along with the 4v4, we also have our summer camps that we run, and last week in June we have Lee Soccer Camp, and that also is something, when we put the Lee name on anything here at Lee, we really expect it to be first rate and and it demonstrates excellence, and that's something we take very seriously, and that's what we strive to do, not only with the 4v4, but also with our Youth Summer League for soccer camp. So this summer we've got that in the last week of June, and we're, again, looking forward to seeing the growth that we've had over the past 2 years in that, and it has also been well received in the community. It's just another way that we can give back and just show the Cleveland area just what Lee University men's soccer is all about, and that's about caring with a good group of guys, good role models, and good mentors.
Well, that's it for this week's show. Make sure to tune in next week for highlights from road games at West Florida and Valdosta State as the Flames begin to play conference teams for the second time this season. We'll also have another player profile feature with Corey Billingsley.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at InsideLeeVball for updates throughout the week. Send us a tweet or Facebook message to tell us what you want to see on the show.
Emily, thanks for being here this week. I really appreciate you helping out.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm excited for the rest of the season.
So for Emily, coaches Tommy Brown and Marty Rowe, I'm Jeff Salyer. We'll see you next week.